Hello everyone, this is Rocchi from the University of Toronto, and it's my pleasure to share this work with you on the development of an online unit in Indigenous health. In the spring of 2020, I experienced a personal call to action with the murder of George Floyd, and I wanted to use my platform, literally an online platform, to try and make a difference. Some conditions were optimal at the time. I had an APPE student from New Brunswick who was interested in doing the research and some of the writing, and I suspected that there would be a need and interest amongst our students. Thanks to Dean Dolovich, time was allocated in Health Systems 1 and 2, which are courses taken by our first and third year students. Admittedly, this posed a design and development challenge because it's such a serious topic, but I wanted to make it interactive and engaging. So using Wiley's taxonomy around learning objects, which he defines as a unit of instruction that can be repurposed in many ways and assembled into courses and curriculum, the design and development work began. We started with the needs assessment survey, and I'm happy to share that with others if they'd like to reproduce it. The results were consistent with some research that had been done in Year 1 students at Queen's University here in Ontario. And our students across 4 years revealed and shared a great deal. Indeed, they expressed a lack of knowledge in a number of subject areas listed here. They expressed a lack of confidence in providing culturally safe care, and there was overall a lack of experience working with self-identified Indigenous patients. Very happily, there was significant motivation to learn more and make a difference, and they recognized that their education to date had been through a colonial lens. Although we do offer an elective in Year 3 on Aboriginal health, enrollment is limited. The next 2 slides are screen grabs of various elements within the small course. There was liberal use of white space and images, as well as gamification elements, which you can see on the bottom left, and a video. There was an interactive map, which you can see on the left, to present statistics. And we tied this to current events around the racist naming of sports teams. The unit was embedded in AFPC's learning management system, which is the image you see here, and we developed a quiz and evaluation. The students could then generate a certificate to be uploaded to our institutional LMS at U of T, and it was intended to be completed prior to a lecture on November 25th. The evaluation results are presented here, and they were very encouraging. As we had hoped, students found the content relevant and believed that it increased their knowledge and confidence. They appreciated the organization of the unit, found the interactivity helpful, and particularly appreciated its brevity. And they found it to have utility for future application, and there was interest expressed in other topics. The comments were very illustrative, and I separated them into 2 themes. The first was on the content, which you see on the left, and these really echo the quantitative data that's just been presented. In terms of the format, they really did pick up on all of the elements, I would say equally, and I would bring our attention to the 5th point, which was that the unit repeated points to make clear the distinction between terms, and that was very intentional on our part. I would say that this was an effective intervention in increasing knowledge regarding terminology and some issues. With average quiz scores of 9 out of 10, the first year students did a little bit better than the third year students. And very importantly, it elicited the potential for allyship in a subset of students, and I believe overall consciousness raising regarding Indigenous racism. Based on a review of the data, I would say that it was valued by more mature learners, but overall it was very well received. And I believe that this is an example of a format where form and content are well integrated. And as a result, the students appreciated this modern platform in what was a relatively brief activity. It's a very scalable development model, and we have a couple of other topics on deck, and it was very edifying when Lisa Gurgis used it in her first year University of Alberta course. It is now available on our AFPC LMS and is completely open access. And I'd also like to remind members that we have a faculty resource guide that was built in the summer of 2019, and this definitely informed this work. I'd like to acknowledge Jairus's leadership in this area, as well as a number of colleagues at the University of Toronto, APPE students Cedric and Antonio, and my design assistant, Sarah Wood. Thank you very much for your attention, and if you would like access to anything, please do not hesitate to reach out to me. Thank you.